Good morning and welcome to On the Way to Church with Mike Williams and Lucille Williams on my channel. So I've had some videos recently and I talked about ladies with daddy issues. And I thought maybe it would be fun to have my husband weigh in on when women have daddy issues and how you deal with that and just how it plays out. And especially if you're dating somebody like that, do you run? What do you do?
Wow. Wasn't prepared for this question. Daddy issues. You're talking about specifically about a woman who has daddy issues.
Correct.
Okay. Well, if a woman has daddy issues, there may be a lot of pressure put on the man, or they're even dating, or once they get married, to fulfill an expectation they never got from their dad.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're very distorted into what a role is for a man and what a man's role is in a relationship. And so for me, obviously being a pastor, we always go back and we look at what the Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
And how we're helpmates for each other, and how our true Father is the Father in heaven. And that's the one we need to pattern ourselves after. And if you have not a great relationship or not a dad around or anything like that, or maybe your dad passed away when you were young, we got to look to God to help us understand what that relationship is supposed to look like. And if any guys are watching this, man, we really need to step up as men and lay that right pattern, that right relationship that God has challenged us to, so our kids don't grow up with daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy issues are because daddy wasn't there like he was supposed to be. Can you correct the tide? Can you change it? Yes. If your kid's 35 years old, you can change it. If your kid's 10, you can change it. At any point, you can change who you are through what God says, and through the power of Christ. You can change. And I wasn't the greatest husband in the beginning. Wasn't a Christian until I was a little bit older. Wasn't like born into a Christian like world and all that, but God changes and God does heart surgery, but you have to be open for it.
And God
changes
us.
Right, I want to challenge the men out there to change, but also challenge the women out there. If you have daddy issues, you realize that you're setting expectations upon the other person. Or you even have, like I have to date, and you have certain expectations that you want to fulfill, that maybe a role that your dad didn't. It's not fair to the man you're meeting, and you need to look at what that relationship is, or get around somebody, get around a family that you see the right relationship so you can understand what it is.
That's right. Very good. Would you say I had some daddy issues when we got together?
I love you.
I did.
But yes.
I did. I know.
Yes.
I talked about it on another video.
Can I just be honest with you?
Of course.
Yeah. I know you've worked through a lot of daddy issues, but even today, I mean, daughters and dads have that such a desire to get approval. The daughter does. Mm-hmm. Today, my wife, Lou, here, still has that desire to get that approval from her dad. Mm-hmm. She's still looking for that attaboy. It's a voice that I don't even have. I can say, hey, you did great, but for him to say, I'm proud of you, or you did well, or you did excellent, that is something a daughter so greatly desires, and he's never fulfilled that. And that's something she so desires, and unfortunately, that becomes a daddy issue, but we've worked through it, and I understand I can't fill it. She's got to lean into God. I challenge her to lean to God, because he always says, well done, good and faithful servant. He's saying, I'm proud of you. He can say things that I can't even say. I can say that, but still, dads have a role and a relationship that, even as a husband, I can't step into.
That's true. You got me tearing up just listening to you. It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Dads play a really important role with their daughters.
Oh, huge. Huge.
Yeah. So, step it up, dads. Be there for your girls. And so I guess that's time to get to church.
Yep.
And
on the road we go.
On the road again. On the road again. Anyway.
Okay.
Hit like, hit subscribe. Check out my book, From Me to We.
Whee!
A lot of this stuff is covered in there. So if you are in a relationship, pick it up. It'll be really helpful. So until next time, make sure you go to church.
Bye.